All right, here we are for the second video. It is still November the 19th, 2024. My name is Rick Florence, and this is Salons of Spirit. I'm going to start getting better at that introduction to make sure I get everything. And y'all can keep watching this thing long enough, you'll see it develop. Hopefully we'll be doing some things with PC screens and stuff like that. I've got software for that. I just need to set it up a place to do it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about push-to-talk radios. So a lot of people have been discussing about, oh, we need emergency communications in case the cell phone internet goes down or whatever. So I think it's best to know what the push-to-talk radios are as one of the possible means to communicate in an emergency disaster situation. So the push to talk is two different kinds of things. You have a PTT is the abbreviation, which means push to talk. Okay, and then, so that's like a walkie-talkie. You push the walkie-talkie, you talk, the other person can't talk while you're talking, then you let go and then they talk. And it's asynchronous. That means it's asynchronous. So if you see the words asynchronous, what they're saying is that it's not full duplex. It's not multi-synchronous. It's not bidirectional. So you push it, you talk, you let go, and then you wait and let them answer. And so they push it to talk. So all I got to do, pick up a radio, push the button, start talking to somebody. And those are walkie-talkies, real CB radios are push to talk. A lot of just your walkie-talkie is push to talk. So, okay, anyway, so they have another thing called P. It's basically push to talk, and so they think they want to keep writing initials. Push to talk over cellular. It's PTT over cellular. CL. LULR. Okay, so that's what POC is. And that means that the little radio is going to talk to the cell phone network. It has a SIM card in it that is multi-network capable. And the carriers all let you use that. And they support each other with it. But you have to pay it. The fee has to be paid on either you have to pay it or the system that you're using, the other person's like Rapid Radio. You pay a support fee or whatever to the company to make it work. Well, they're telling you it's free. No, it's not free. They're paying for it. Then AT&T and MNCI and the cell tower owners and all that, they're not going to let you use their network for nothing. So the money's being paid. All right. So, and then the other problem is that it uses the network. It uses the internet. On the cell phone towers. So the cellular network is part of the internet. It's a piece of it. And so when your push to talk radio works, it transmits to the cell tower if the cell tower is up. Now, if the cell tower is not up, these radios don't work. It's just that simple. There is another type of radio that you can use for emergency situations, but the distance is not as long as you can. Obviously, with push to talk, you get to the internet, you can go anywhere the internet goes. If somebody has their phone on the other end of it and can connect to the internet with it. And so that means the phones have got a IP address, just like we talked about in the first video, just like that PC in your house. It does exactly the same way. You turn on the radio, it gets an IP address from a cell phone tower, and then it's using LTE to talk to the cell phone tower, and it has to have the same data. It has to have an IP address. It's got to have a gateway. It's got to have DNS addresses put in there, and it has to have all that stuff so that it can actually go to the internet and talk on things, talk to stuff, and all back-end systems that support the push-to-talk radios. Now, I did a little bit of digging around. I just read a little bit about them just to make sure I got, I understand all this stuff already. So all I know is what's their implementation. They're using a network. I know what they got to do. It doesn't matter You just tell me the device works on the internet. Okay, I know a whole bunch of facts because you tell me that. And you can't, if one tower is down, I mean, one tower is up, but it's down, it can't talk to the internet, radios don't work. Now, there's another type that uses, I think it's DRM radio. And I might have the initials wrong, but I think that's right. And that is UHF. And I think there's, you can have AM or UHF. UHF is, that's an ugly H, isn't it? Not that it matters, but it's crooked. So UHF, and that's, the radio TV thing where you use your channel 33 or channel 22 or whatever, the high channels. That's a type of radio. It's like old school walkie-talkies that maybe go a mile, or if you're lucky, they go several miles. And they're 4 watts, so they're up to 4 watts, so they're more powerful. And there's 2 versions of these things, and one of them requires a license from the FCC. So why? I don't have a clue. They don't hardly charge you anything for it. You don't have to take a test or anything. They just have to have a license. And I'm thinking, why do you want that? You just want to know who I am, who's using that radio, so you know where I am and that it's me. Kind of like cell phones. They can track your cell phone, though. You turn it on, they know the cell phone company can find you. It doesn't matter whether you've got the, any type of anonymous. Even if you have a VPN, it still can find you when you use a cell phone network. Then they got a name associated with that billing, and now they know who the person is, or at least the company is that owns the phone. So anyways, there's just these 2 kinds of radios. Well, I found out that there is a company that has both of these in the same phone. Motorola does have it. I don't know if anybody else does, but Motorola has a phone that has this functionality, and it has on over the cellular network. So if you're going to get this for this purpose, it might be the best idea is to get that one. It'll probably cost you more than maybe having 2 different radios, but it'd be a lot more convenient to have one radio that does both. But they definitely use the internet. They got IP addresses. And without the internet, if the internet goes down, it's not going to work. And even if parts of the internet, if people say internet going down, well, I had a discussion with my daughter today about this because she was talking about internet going down. And I said, well, the chances that the internet, what is that? It'd be like somebody comes up to you and says, hey, my car doesn't work. And it says, okay, well, let me have a look at it. Comes over here and turn on the ignition and the lights all start. Oh, okay, that works. They open the door, the light, it works. Look. Well, I don't mean that. I mean it doesn't run. I can't start it. Start the engine. Oh, okay. See, when you say something doesn't run, half the time that's what happens. People don't understand these things. They'll say the internet's down. Well, the internet's not down. You got a problem and you can't connect to it. That doesn't mean the internet's down. And the internet is a big network of devices that are connected to each other. It's what we call a wide area network. And a wide area network was in the models is defined as a network that has more than one logical networks. So when we were talking earlier, how we have the little 192.168 network in your house or your office, and they've got a router, and then that router is connected to the internet. That is off-site. That's somewhere else. That's called a wide area network. And that's what the internet is, just a big wide area network that a lot of people, different business and everybody else is connecting to. They're all connecting to these big carrier guys at the core, so that everybody, so they are sharing expenses to make all this happen, and they're letting you use their network. So when you go to AT&T and you need to get to some server over there that's on, let's say it's on Verizon's network, well, AT&T lets you send their traffic over their network over, and Verizon lets you use it too to get over there and then come back. So they're allowing you to go both directions. So the push-to-talk radios have a fee. They're kind of cool. They'd be great for if everything's not down and your internet's up. So like they did in the storms when the cell towers are still functional, because they've got generators and stuff like that, and their physical wires didn't get destroyed. Most of them are buried. They could have microwave antennas going over to it and using microwave or use satellite communications. Just depends on what the carrier wants. The person owns the tower, how they're wanting to connect to the internet itself. And we did talk about Starlink and a little bit how that works, and that it, it's not standalone by itself either. It all has to do with the routers and the router addresses and the domain name services. And because the routers all know about each other, they say, oh, I'm a router, and here I've got a list, and they have a protocol, and they have a methodology for those routers to find each other. I'm not going to go into the kinds of routing protocols and all that, but bottom line is the routers got tables, they got master routers out there, and they know, oh, I know how to get to these people, and it asks other routers, how do you know how to get there? And so it goes around the internet. So hopefully that was helpful. You know about those PTT radios. It's pretty cool, but they're not free. They got to have the internet working. Unless you get the one that has both functions, because this is a different radio altogether. You go looking for these UHF radios they're selling now. They're kind of trying to take a place of the CBs, but CB radio is a push to talk, and it's but a lot of users use it. Lots of trucks, 18-wheelers. A lot of people have got CB radios, but their bandwidth is limited. And so I hope you guys found something interesting here, and I will talk to you another day. And please like, subscribe. I'm going to get used to saying everything that everybody else does. Maybe I'll just create a video, tack it on the end of every video. Y'all can see it. My problem is I forget to push it for some people, or I don't have an account, and so I can't do it. But comment on me. Sometimes comment in the comment section. I would appreciate it. Love to talk to you guys. Bye-bye.